Okay, so in the book I've been talking about memory, muscle memory, procedural memory. I want to change the way you think a little bit when it comes to music. I want you to start listening analytically. I want you to be working out the distances between notes. Not exactly, but I want you to be listening for these waypoints which help you navigate a tune. So even as simple as, it doesn't have to be accurate, it doesn't have to tell me which notes are playing, but even as simple as, were those two notes close together or were they really far apart? Sometimes you get a clue if you've got the music in front of you. Even if you don't read the music, you can see whether they're far apart or not because it's on a linear system. So notes that are close together would be like that, whereas notes that are far apart would be like that. If you're not looking at it and you're just listening to it, your brain needs to decode that audio. I'm going to sing several pairs of notes to you, and I want you to work out whether they're close together or not. And then you can try to sing them. Now I'm going to sing these in the lower register, but people with high voices, when it comes to actually singing them back, I'll sing them higher as well. But just for working out whether they're close together or far apart, I'll just do the low voices. It just puts less strain on my voice. So here's the first pair. Ah. Listen again. Ah. Are those close together or are they far apart? They're close together. They're a semitone apart. Do you remember I was talking about the building blocks? So these are very close together. Let's try singing them. I'll do the low voices first. Ah. And then high voices. Ah. Low voices. Ah. High voices. Ah. Okay. Now, I'm going to move on to another pair. Listen to this first. Ah. Listen again. Ah. So that's quite low, but are the two notes far apart or are they near each other? They're near each other. Okay, they're a tone away. So they're the distance of two semitones away. So they're still pretty close, not quite as close as the first pair. Ah. Low voices, try singing that. Ah. High voices, we're going to go up 2 octaves. Ah. Try that. Ah. Okay, so I'm now going to do another pair. Work out, are they near? Are they moderate distance? Are they long way away from each other? Ah. And again. Ah. Okay. They were quite far away from each other, those ones. Do you know how far they were away from each other? There's a word that we've used before. They were an octave apart. They were a higher and lower version of the same note. Ah. Ah. Okay. Higher voices, you would go ah. You might even choose the one above that, but I can't do it. So I want you to adopt a new way of listening to pieces of music and start listening to whether there are big gaps, whether the notes are really close together. And of course, if it's a decent piece of music, it'll have a combination of these things. You might get lots of repeated notes and then some notes that are close together and then a big jump. And that's the way music works. But it helps to have that in your head as a little bit of a map, a sort of internal GPS to be able to refer back to when you're trying to remember how the tune goes. It's particularly useful if you're learning a new song. That's all for this chapter. Back to the book.